right, who wants to learn a bit about cryptographic currencies? Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Future Proof 2025. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming out today.
Are we live, Mark? Is that you starting us? Starting bell?
Let's roll. I think we're all set.
All right.
Thank you, Sean Farrell and myself. Very happy to be with you guys today to talk a little bit about crypto and talk technicals and macro and everything that's working and not working these days. So thank you.
Yeah, fortunately for us, crypto by and large has been working. So my PA is grateful for that. And I hope all of our clients are grateful for that as well. So I guess just to set the scene here, Mark's going to give us the technical view. I'll kind of give you guys my spiel on broadly how we're feeling about the market and crypto and themes we're paying attention to. And, we'll kind of just riff on things. So, stepping back, you think about, I appreciate that some people might not be, super in the weeds in crypto. But if you want to think about Bitcoin and crypto and when it does well, it does well when liquidity conditions are expanding, when you have a dovish Fed, when there's more risk appetite in the market. And right now we're staring down the barrel from a macro perspective of a situation in which the Fed is going to be cutting, in my view, into a sound economy, above trend inflation, and employment that you could say is teetering, but I think will hold its footing. And that's a macro cocktail that is, phenomenal for Bitcoin and by extension, good for all of the assets downstream of Bitcoin. So maybe we start there. There are some maybe tactical things to talk about, some potential headwinds, but I think stepping back and looking at maybe the weekly chart is a great place to start. Mark, get your thoughts on how the overall structure is looking for Bitcoin.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. So I'll take a second and honestly talk about 2025 also, because it's been an extraordinary year for investors and risk assets in general. Not only have we seen a remarkable stock market rally since the April lows at a time when everybody was scared to death and had, really had tried to avoid risk assets and were frightful. And so that proved to be an excellent buying opportunity based on not only cycles, but sentiment for both stocks and also cryptocurrencies bottoming. Since then, we've seen a move of about 33% in the equity market over the last 20 weeks. Bitcoin and most cryptocurrencies have rallied. So today's talk, we're going to talk a little bit about crypto and really what I see technically, and also we'll talk with Sean and we'll go back and forth and just sort of chat about some of the charts. And so I wanted to kick things off by just taking a look at Bitcoin. As we know that, we've seen a little bit of underperformance in recent weeks. And I think a lot of people are questioning, does this mean that, that Bitcoin is turning over and rolling over faster than what we've seen in equities? But I think it's important to have an intermediate term perspective. And when you do look at these weekly charts, you can see that really going back since 2022, you still have an excellent longer term trend in place. We would really need to get down under almost June lows to think there's any sort of material top. So while the near term has gotten shaky, when you look at a log perspective, it's important to see that, longer term trends are intact. I do expect that Bitcoin weakness is going to prove buyable and that we get up to near 130 to 140,000, after some consolidation.
And so just playing devil's advocate here, obviously I have a constructive outlook. My target is 175 for the year. It looks like yours is around, between that 130, 140 range. You mentioned the June lows. So say I have a tough angle here, but if we were to get down to around, I'd say 80, mid 80s, that's when you'd probably have to...
76,000, okay. Unfortunately. It would almost take a break of that to think, okay, this is a break of the trend going back since 2022. And really, until that happens, it's going to be right to buy all dips over the next month.
Understood. Yeah, I know I've got a few questions from clients over the past few days about that divergence between Bitcoin and equities. And it is interesting. We saw a similar thing happen in February. And, maybe it breaks the same way we saw then. I don't know. I think it's important to be prepared, for anything that might happen for the more tactically minded. But one thing that gives me a lot of confidence in, the broader, and I don't know if you have the chart prepared, so just feel free to defer if you don't have it in this deck, but gold's rally right now, in my view, if you look at, you know, the this entire bull market cycle, gold and Bitcoin have taken turns. Gold leads, you know, kind of front runs, flows into liquidity sensitive assets, monetary hedges, and Bitcoin follows.
Right.
So, you know, I don't have